What's up, everyone? We're back from EVO 2025, and I've been resting up heavy. There may have been a bug going around afflicting a lot of the attendees at this year's EVO, and I was struck with it as well, but I'm feeling good today, and I want to share with you my experience at EVO 2025, which includes my actual tournament run, the games I played, connecting with you guys, and the overall experience, and also the gameplay and game reveals that happened at this EVO that I got to personally partake in as well. So in this video, I already covered on the main channel the actual Street Fighter 6 tournament recap. If you want the full lore and detailed breakdown of the actual EVO 2025 main tournament event for Street Fighter 6, please check that out on the main channel. But for this EVO and for this recap right here, I want to talk about my personal run, which began even before the tournament actually started, with meeting up with you guys in the hub. Yes, we had the AT&T Battle Hub takeover leading up to this event, where I got to meet up with you guys in the Battle Hub, where you showed off all of your beautiful avatar creations here, so points for creativity. But what I really wanted to see was how strong you guys are as players, and to help each other warm up for the actual EVO tournament. And we got to play a lot of sets, and in fact, I went on a little bit of a streak, can't lie. Went on a little bit of a heater. I think I got to 41 games on the cab before one of you was finally able to take me down. First one is brutal. There were a lot of close calls, but this was good warm-up for what would be to come. So shout out to AT&T for helping connect us with this experience. And I gotta say, hold on, a lot of you guys are on Wi-Fi. Listen, I know that AT&T Wi-Fi might be powerful. I got the fiber though, AT&T fiber. You gotta get that Ethernet cable, just connect, make it work somehow. Wi-Fi gets the job done, but you can't beat that hardline, hardwired connection. But after this warm-up, it was time to actually make our way into Vegas. And on day one, on Thursday, for the badge pickup, I already started to see some of the people, some of the players, including getting to meet Crime and Maczilla out of Chile. They stopped me for this photo here. We got to chat a little bit. Grand Totokai took the photo here. We got to catch up a little bit and discuss all things esports. And just to clarify, I am not 7'8". Okay, I don't know what they did with this photo. The angle, they stretched the shins out. The Lakers are not in my inbox right now, hitting me up to be their next point guard. Don't worry. I feel like from this point forward, everyone just kept editing my photos to make me look taller and taller. I'm not that tall. But shout outs to Crime and Maczilla. I'm fans of these new prodigies. They are going to be carrying the scene forward in years to come. Super strong players, and it was super awesome to be able to take a photo with them. But as we proceeded into the actual event, we had up first the Sajam Slam meet and greet, which was actually surprising to me that this was going to be a thing. But when I showed up early, and there was already a line. This was on Friday at noon. I had to play later that day at around 3 p.m. I believe, and this was at the corner of the venue. So I come in from the back right side from this perspective of this photo, and as I'm walking by, people in the line come and turn to me, and I asked, I'm like, "Are you guys here for us?" And they're like, "Yeah, we're here for you guys," which was super surprising. I've never done a meet and greet like this before. I didn't know what to expect. But we got to sit down. I was there with Chrissy CH, Jack, myself, SK, Bricky, Huntress, Diaphone. I believe that was the full cast of characters that was present at this wave. And it was super cool to meet a lot of you guys, even though there were a handful. I think there was one or two people who were in that line like, "Hi, who are you?" And I'm like, isn't that what I'm supposed to be saying to you at this point? But it was very interesting. I got to deface a lot of property, take a lot of photos. So shout out to you guys for that. Got this nice, pleasant photo with me and SK here. So that was a good time, of course. But then it was off to round one of pools for myself. And everything was pretty smooth sailing for round one. I didn't have any close calls. Managed to close out all the sets 2-0. But wait a minute. If you zoom in here, what is that name right there in winners semis of this pool? Wait a minute. You might recognize that name from my Sajam Slam, the last slam recap on the main channel. If you haven't seen this, I highly recommend and would like you to watch it. I'm very proud of this video. It's cinema, if I do say so myself. Me and Double A worked very hard to make this one, so please check it out. But that is Dododoya. He was in my pool. He was, he's the guy who won the Sajam Slam. His team, Team Riddles, won Sajam Slam, and ended up making it pretty hard for us, taking a lot of games over SK in their tier. So I had to have a little bit of a revenge match, a run back for the Sajam Slam showdown versus Dododoya in round one of EVO pools. What a coincidence that was. But got to meet him for the first time. Super cool guy. We had a good set. So that was pretty fun. But I ended up getting out of my pool overall without issues. Going on later into the day, I got to meet a lot more people at Evo, and shout outs to Phobo SD. I'm apologizing, man. You said at Evo that I would forget your name. I'm doing it right now. My apologies, and I'm probably butchering your Twitter name, but check out his shirt, man. He got Respect the Stones. He's respecting the Stones in 2025. He has the merch drop I had in conjunction with Jeremy Mansford back in like 2021, 2022, with the Oro Respect the Stones merch drop that we did. Super amazing design. Thanks to Jeremy Mansford's amazing artwork. And yeah, still respecting the Stones out here in 2025. Should I be doing more merch? I don't know. This actually kind of inspired me. I was so shocked to see this in the wild years later, but that was awesome to see. But with that, we had day 2 of pools on Saturday, which is when things get real serious real quick. And I do a little bit of research because you know, people are telling me you got some good players in your path. Turns out I have Seiya. I do a little cursory YouTube search of Seiya at Street Fighter 6 on YouTube, and I find all these videos. #1 Chun-Li in the world ranked online gameplay. So yeah, as I find these matches, Seiya has about 2,000 billion MR, is consistently ranked #1 in MR, and Chun-Li, if it's not Moke, it's him, and has, you know, just he's top 8 in the leaderboard in this match, which was 2 weeks old. So this was right before the MR reset, right before he headed over from Japan to America for Evo. So he was nice, and I got to see that firsthand. So unfortunately, he kind of washed me. I actually personally struggled in the Terry Chun-Li matchup. I talked to Riddles about this matchup before we got to play, and hoping for some words of encouragement and some advice, and he goes, yeah, that matchup sucks for Terry. But all props to Seiya. He played amazing. I don't think I got around. If I got around, it was only 1. He took a solid 2 over me. But beyond that, what I found out about this pool is that this pool had me, Punk, and Idom all in one round 2 pools. Isn't that crazy? So me and Idom were fated to either play in winners if we both won our match, or eventually losers. And it turns out Idom actually got upset by Simply Ego, an NAJP player, and went to losers early as well. And what do you know? We had the extra trashy showdown in the final round of losers in round 2 of pools. And for me, I was just thirsty. I was just like, yes. I was licking my chops here. I was like, it's going to be so funny if I beat Idom. The amount of trash I'm going to talk if I beat Idom is going to be next level. So I had nothing to lose here, which is a fantastic position to be in, by the way, as a competitor. I had no pressure whatsoever going into this. And it showed. I took a solid first game. Second game, he got it with some struggle. And then Alex Vi actually caught the final moments here. Here it is set point me versus Idom. So Idom is down a round. I'm up a round. If I win this round, I take the tournament set over Idom. Here I am pressuring with the drive rush heavy punches. Idom backdashes out of it. I have level 3. He has level 3. One more interaction, one more conversion to level 3, and it's over. And I beat Idom 2-1. And he jumps, and I get the DP, but I don't go into level 3. I've been practicing anti-air DP into level 3 so much, and if I clutched it out right then, DP cancel level 3, it was over. But I wasn't like fully prepared for it in that moment. The mental stack, right? There's layers to it, and my mental stack wasn't ready for it. It would have been so. I would have popped off so fucking hard. Anyways, we survive. Yeah, Vi calls that out. We survive, and as we proceed, Idom cancels into the level 3 here, and he takes that round. So unfortunately, we tied it up right here.
Final round.
I'm still using the driver's jab. Look at the nice whip punish from Idom. I was getting thirsty to crank the drive H. Big jump whip punish. I get the combo conversion. But the Idom 2-frame, man. If I landed that meaty, I would have won again. Classic Idom 2-frame. I jump. He baited that, but I think he wanted to do OD into level 2 there to kill me, which would have worked. And then here I'm like, okay, let me zone him out. Keep it nice and safe. Find the next hit. Nothing he can do to me from this range. It's totally safe, except he has the spin.
We got him.
Props to Idom there. And he takes it. Yeah, I forgot that Idom had a spin move. I always forget about that from Manon, that she can even just spin through things. So props to Idom for taking that. I'm out. Idom got me, but it was close, though. I'm still going to talk some shit. It was close. But as we go on, take some more photos. Look, I'm not that tall. I promise you. I don't know what's going on. They're editing these photos. The perspective is messed with. What's going on here? I'm not that tall. I promise. But I also got to see a familiar face here, Bardo. Also super happy to see my favorite slammers and my old coach. Bardo taking a picture with SK, And there's me with Bardo. And this is like, besides him, first of all, absolute Chad rocking the Rashid cosplay here, looking amazing. This is like a full circle moment here because SK became my latest student, but Bardo was my original student back in the Stream Team Battle days with the team that we originally formed for that event. And if you remember this amazing video, the closest team match in Street Fighter history, Bardo was the protagonist. I think he was the second tier or lowest tier player in this Stream Team Battle, kind of similar format to the Sajam Slam. And it was down to him to clutch it out for the team. He didn't know if he could do it. We all hyped him up. I helped coach him through it. And in the end, Bardo did the thing, made the comeback, and secured the win for the team. So shout outs to the OG squad here. It was a lot of good time, so it was awesome to see him back in action. I think he was also at CEO and won the cosplay contest, or went really far in the cosplay contest at CEO, but yeah, kind of a full circle moment. So shout out to Bardo. It was good to see you, man. On to Sunday, and Sunday, the AT&T action resumed. I put out the call here. Lost in bracket, not in top 8. Don't let the losing end there. Step up and challenge me at the AT&T space at EVO on Sunday, 8-3, and try to beat me to claim your prize if you dare. So, to be quite honest, thank you AT&T for putting this on. It was great to connect with the fans with your help, but they did not tell me ahead of time that this was going to be a Beat the Pro exhibition. So I show up, I meet the crew, and they let me know, yeah, the meet and greet's going to be a Beat the Pro. And I was like, hold up, I got to beat these guys? What happens if I lose? If I lose, they get a full AT&T controller. And I said, how many controllers do you have in stock? Because I don't, like, listen, there's some good players. Some of these fans might be kind of nice. First to one, that's a lot of pressure. And then I asked, they did Punk already and Justin Wong. They said, look, hey, Brian F. and Post here. So I am about to disrespect the GOAT Justin Wong in this video, but that is my mistake. It was not Justin Wong getting cooked. It was Double Lift. Okay, back to the video. Punk lost only one game. And I walked by his booth when he was playing random characters. He's playing like E Honda and other characters. They said, but Justin Wong lost about 20. And I go, okay, I'm going to be somewhere between Punk and Justin Wong. That was my goal. And I said, fortunately for AT&T, thanks to you connecting me with the fans, we got to do the Battle Hub warm-up where I got the 41 win streak, so maybe I know a little bit about your play styles. It was pretty cool. I showed up and they had the whole space set up like this, and you guys were actually there in line once again before I got there. I couldn't believe it. It blew my mind that people were lining up to play some games, take some photos, and to chat. So shout out to you guys for showing up. Shout out to AT&T for putting this on. So we got to the action and things went pretty good. There were some close calls for sure. But of course, my boy Mad Gear, he posted this clip ahead of time. He was plotting on me. He posted this clip of him beating me in ranked. He was like, yeah, I'm coming to get that controller. And unfortunately, he hit me with the world's cheesiest DI reset and claimed the controller, you scumbag. All right, shout out to my boy Mad Gear. Well done. Aside from that, there was a Rashid player who, in a close call, got me in the first one. So I apologize for forgetting your name. If you're seeing this video, please speak up in the comments. Let the people know. But I only lost 2 controllers. Not bad. Not bad. That is between Punk and Justin Wong. I didn't get to go undefeated, which, trust me, I was going all out. They're like, oh, don't worry, man. You can go ahead and play your game. Like, you don't have to worry about it. I was like, trust me, I'm playing my game because I don't want you to run out of inventory, okay? And for my own ego, because you guys are kind of nice, all right? So shout out to AT&T again for putting this on, and shout out to you guys for showing up. That was super cool. But right after this concluded, I had to run over to the Sajam Slam meetup because we had the photo for the group, and I barely made it in this time. They already took one of the photos, and I said, hey, you got room for one more? Hopped in there. Here I am in the back left, sandwiched between photoshopped JB, Nephew, and Punk. And Box. None of them were here, I believe. These are all photoshopped in. Should be me, got the avatar on there. Everyone got their Huntress's VTubered up. So who else? Chakotay, Chris CCH, photoshopped in. They think they're slick with that. So most people were there. It was really cool to have everyone in the slam in one spot and meet up. You know, everyone's super busy at EVO. It's hard to organize everybody to actually show up for one photo like this. So I was happy I was able to make it last second after the AT&T Beat a Pro. And it was super cool because I finally got to have a photo with the squad who helped get me here to EVO in the first place. Beckmon, Slime, myself, SK, and Deku, the team who carried me throughout the slam. So it was finally cool to sit down and chat with everybody in one spot. You know, I saw them off and on throughout the event. Couldn't see Slime. He's an enigma. Where you been, Slime? What's up? You hiding? But everyone else got to see here and there. And it was cool to have one team photo. Super proud of these guys for carrying me through the slam. After this, we actually went on over to the Marvel Tokon booth and we got to get some hands-on time with Marvel Tokon. And interestingly enough, Like I was excited about Marvel Tokon when it got announced. I think one of the big critiques that I received was, wow, Brian F so hyped, sarcastically, because you know I don't tend to like pog out that hard at trailers. For me, I'm the type of person who gets more excited when I actually get hands-on time with the game and get to actually play it and you know, sink my teeth into it. Trailers are cool, but I find more satisfaction in actually discovering the layers to gameplay. And I actually got to play it at this event now, and me and Sajam got to play, which was cool because he had a little bit more hands-on time in the earlier days of Evo, so he got to explain some more mechanics. So I like to know what's going on, and so I tweeted this out. Got a few games in of Marvel Tokon with Sajam. First impression is definitely a mix of DBFZ plus Strive with the most gorgeous comic book aesthetic I've ever seen. The menus and presentation ooze style, passes the eyeball test in flying colors. The eyeball test to me is like my shallow appraisal of a video game. I'm pretty shallow when it comes to games, right? It needs to just look cool out of the gate. This game, the menus, the loading screens, the way it transitions between the menus when your character select screen, the gameplay start screen, when it goes to loading the stage and the characters pop in, the stage transitions, everything oozes style, passion. The aesthetics are there. It is even more gorgeous in person. It really reminds me of Marvel 3. To me, Marvel 3, you get chills from that opening cinematic. You can see the passion in the comic book design when navigating through the menus, the hype music. This game had that. Not made by Capcom, made by Arxis now, but it had that passion in there, which is required, I think, for a game to speak to the players and to a larger audience. This game has that. And when Sajam started breaking it down, that it's more like a DBFZ plus Strive combo, I started to understand how to play the game. It is more of a 1v1 game as you unlock more assists, but of course, if you're more competent in swapping between characters, you can continuously swap in characters and do more things. But you can also play almost entirely like with one or two characters, using them primarily as your point character, and then calling assists to extend your pressure. And a lot of the combo structure, the basic combo structure, resembled DBFZ. You know, you got your ABC, you can extend with an assist, get a launcher, launch, relaunch, you got a double jump combo, and then spike them to the ground. And then I'm sure there's going to be a lot more options with creativity to extend your combos as you add more assists, but there's that basic layer there that is very DBFZ-like. And kind of like a little bit of Strive, but snappier, faster movement with the box jump system and everything like that, and also the wall breaks, except, you know, the stage is more like a really long stage with several wall breaks, but once you hit the furthest left or right portions of the stage, that's it. Those are the corners. So the stage is like multiple sections, but still has a definitive left and right corner that you could eventually just maul people in. And so it's sick. Like, I wasn't as hyped beforehand, but now that I played it, I actually really want to play more. And I kind of like that it's in between a full team game. And I think there's flexibility there for people to focus on a point character plus assist, or to have a more rotating character based on rotating cast of characters based on matchups as you unlock your full-fledged characters based on conditions in the game. So I'm excited more than I was previously. Like, now that I got my hands on it, it is a fighting game. At first, I was wondering if this is like a hybrid action fighting game. When I first saw the first trailer, I couldn't really wrap my head around it. No, this is a fighting game. This is going to be a legit awesome fighting game, is my impression for now. Obviously, we'll see as we get more time into it, but I am excited for that one. That wasn't the only big reveal. Of course, we had this Street Fighter 6 Sea Viper teaser trailer coming out, and yeah, they're putting some Viper out there, man. They know what they're doing. Now, I think this got leaked earlier in the day. Capcom is always struggling to avoid those leak situations, but we got the World Tour trailer, and she looks good. I mean, what more do you want me to say? She looks good. They got the M. Bison clone here. Once they bring Sea Viper in, she's on her scientific lab stuff. Totally normal work attire here for you know, a solid laboratory proficient scientist. And we got to see a hint of her electric power here at the end when she shocks Bison. It's kind of weird to me that they're trying to hype up Bison to be this badass boss when he definitely is not that right now in Street Fighter 6. Oh, you messed up the iPad? You gotta pay for that, man. Block the head stomp. Tank the head stomp. John Street Fighter hanging on right there. Yeah, her suit is it's equipped with the electric shock. So Sea Viper looking good. I'm waiting for some gameplay, of course, but Sea Viper, the model looks good. I think they're doing a great job with this cast of DLC. So I'm excited for when she actually comes out, or when we get to see more gameplay details. So Sea Viper is on the horizon. Then after all this, it was time for the top 8. I got to chill and watch in the stadium for the first time. Last time I didn't make it into the stadium because of, it was kind of a blow up last year where everyone had access to the stadium, but it was first come, first serve, and that was a disaster. The line went around the entire convention center and no one could get in. This year it was ticketed. I had my ticket. I got in. I got to watch some Street Fighter 6 top 8 action. Got to see Mena RD make history by winning EVO Japan back to back and then EVO Vegas right after to become the GOAT of Street Fighter 6 right now, undoubtedly, and see the formation of a legend in real time. So his legacy is still being crafted in real time. He's going to be a player we talk about like Daigo. I'm calling it now, but Mena RD is forging a Daigo-like legacy before our very eyes that I think we won't really appreciate until like a decade later. So it was beautiful to see this. I loved his closing words about how being able to perform in front of all of these people and share this passion means we're doing something beautiful in this world and we're doing it together. So not only is he an absolute dominant force in the game, he's an amazing champion as well for the Street Fighter community as a whole. That's it for my EVO experience. I had a really good time hanging out with you guys, saying what's up, playing some games, and enjoying all the fighting game action at this event. And shout outs again to AT&T for helping connect us to have this experience. And that's about it. Thanks, guys. Peace.